and we already talked about, the Ravens and Steelers and all that stuff, and we can touch on this pretty quickly here, but it got delayed pretty early on in the week. But Lamar, even assuming it gets played on Tuesday, and I think it will, because the NFL does not want to have one game hanging out there, especially with the Kansas City Chiefs still winning. This is going to be a big game, and it's huge for the Ravens too, because the wild card situation in the AFC is wild. I guess that's what they call it, the wild card. It's a mess. They have to play the game, but now you're going to get RG3 at quarterback for sure, right? Is that for sure, David? Because I know Lamar's on the list, but I don't know if he had it or if he's still one of these guys that you could get off the list. I'm not sure. Do you know?
Sean, I'm sick of you beating me down about my Ravens every week. I'll tell you that much.
I'm not beating you down. I'm stating fact, man.
Say something nice.
Say something nice.
Happy and
Justice Hill could have a nice game.
That's better.
No, but seriously, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Ingram and J.K. Dobbins and Lamar Jackson are definitely out.
And Mark Andrews as well.
Oh man, I didn't even.
Some of our offensive linemen and half of our defense.
Yeah, okay. This is tough, man.
Gross. It's gonna be gross. I don't see any way we can win this game, and this is like a must-win.
Yeah. I think, for the Ravens, it's good that the Steelers will be off their schedule. And the Chiefs are already off their schedule after this week. But, they're 6-5. They got a lot of help yesterday from freaking Atlanta, just laying the wood on the Raiders. The Raiders didn't even get off the bus. That was pathetic. I watched that game because that was a game that I wanted to see the Raiders offense, and I thought coming off the loss against the Chiefs that they were going to be better and all. They got their butts whooped, and it wasn't close, and it was awful, and Derek Carr cannot hold on to the football, in the pocket when it was awful. So the Ravens got some help there, but you look at the playoff standings, the Miami Dolphins, they don't have a clean run. They have a tough schedule. I think the Ravens' schedule is easier. So you got the Miami Dolphins at 7-4. You have the Indianapolis Colts, who they have a pretty nasty schedule too, but I still think they'll be in. They're at 7-4. And I feel like I'm missing another team. Like the Patriots are still in it, but obviously the Ravens, at 6-4 are 2 games ahead in the loss column there. Although they don't have the head-to-head tiebreaker, which is bad. So they have to stay a game ahead. The Ravens.
So we got Steelers 10-0, Chiefs 10-1, Titans 8-3, Bills Browns 8-3, Dolphins 7-4, Ravens 6-4, Raiders 6-5. And then you also have Patriots still kind of hanging around 5-6.
Yeah, bottom line, I think the Ravens could lose this game. I think they could afford it thanks to the Raiders' loss. I would have been worried for them because the Raiders don't have an awful schedule moving forward. But that was a game that really they needed to put away, and they didn't, and it was embarrassing that they didn't. And I think the Ravens will get it done even if they lose this week. Do you have their schedule pulled up for the rest of the season?
I've basically memorized it because I was including Gus Edwards as a stash in my waiver wire article for about 3 weeks straight. And I can tell you after this Pittsburgh game, it's gravy for Baltimore. It is all gravy. It's Dallas next week, Cleveland, the Jaguars, the Giants, and the Bengals. So we're looking at possibly rattling off five straight wins.
Yeah, the Giants is a little bit of a trap game in that scenario because they're going to be riding high by that point. But I really.
16?
What's that?
Give me a break. Week 16, give me a break.
I think that of all those teams, and then the Cleveland one is interesting to me, but I still think they can handle Cleveland, especially with no Odell.
That's the one I would be more worried about is Cleveland, especially with our run defense being injured, beaten up. Cleveland has played us well in the past. So that's the only game I'd be concerned about after Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think that's the only game that they could lose. Like I think that's the hardest game, but I feel like the Giants are the team that Baltimore would have to slip mentally for that to happen. But the Giants are the team that are good enough defensively to make it a little bit of an eker in that game. So if they look past them, but they shouldn't, right? The Ravens I think the Ravens will run the table after this week. So they'll probably end up finishing 11-5. 10-6 worst case, and I think that gets you in there. But Steelers obviously, things are going right, but it is still a division game. Even if half the Ravens roster is out, I still think that the Pittsburgh Steelers, this will be closer than comfortable. But I'm still, at this point, I'm starting all of my Steelers. I'm not going to start Snell or McFarland. I'd still stay away from the run game in Pittsburgh. I'm starting all my Pittsburgh passing game players.
I mean, what are your options? It's the Tuesday night game.
Yeah, you're right.
Start the guys you're planning to start. I mean, that's not very good.
No, it's not. But I still, I would say that Pittsburgh, this was a danger game. I think Pittsburgh should win this one, given where they are, assuming the game is played. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that half the team doesn't show up on the list, today, this afternoon, or tomorrow morning or something like that. But there you go. Well, let's move it on.